We all know The Flash could have been the perfect show. It's to the point where you constantly hear the first 3 seasons of The Flash are peak television. But once you hit season 4, the boat gets kind of shaky. So that's why I asked you guys, how would you save The Flash? So let's talk about it. Actually, before we talk about it, I have a question. Who should play Flash in the DCU? I recently found out that Andrew Garfield might be slipping in there. Andrew was the best Spider-Man of the 3, so I'm pretty sure he can do The Flash justice. But if I'm going to be real, I want Grant Gustin. Imagine a Grant Gustin where he isn't being done dirty by his team. A Grant Gustin that doesn't have a Cecile trying to steal the show. A Grant Gustin who never heard the words,
"You are not the Flash, Barry. We are."
That Grant Gustin would be legendary. But if it's not Grant Gustin, I would for sure want to see Andrew Garfield. And now, let's talk about your Flash hot takes. You're not the Flash, Barry. We are. This is one of the most controversial quotes in the entire show. And I understand why people hate it. And at one point, even I hated it. Iris had me thinking she was speaking French with all this we talk. But if you put yourself through the mental pain of continuing after this moment, you'll realize Iris wasn't that far off. When Thawne stole Barry's whole life, made Barry the villain, and manipulated Barry into losing his speed, it was Iris who in this timeline seen Barry Allen as the villain that helped Barry reconnect to the Speed Force. Not only did this moment show that Iris acquired the F-word pass, but it also shows that she loves Barry for Barry. Red Heart, back to you, Rutherford. They should have kept all the big overseason arcs with the small arcs tying into those, as opposed to switching the seasons, having smaller arcs. Season 1 and 2 are perfect examples of how it's done, with the smaller villains being there because of the main villains, and it will lead to Barry becoming powerful enough to take on the main villain, as opposed to him struggling, but then all of a sudden he can beat them out of nowhere because of friendship. Now I actually like this, but I think it comes down to a motive issue. Reverse Flash and Zoom wanted Barry to get faster. They needed Barry to get faster. I don't think that mindset would fit someone like Cicada. Having the themes to be deeper than either go faster Barry or something about his losses. Now the themes are sometimes lukewarm, especially when it's just run Barry, run. Barry would be stressing his lungs out trying to figure out what to do, and then someone would pop up saying, what if you just run faster? And Barry would be astounded. For Godspeed, he should have been closer to an anti-hero that killed criminals rather than Savitar 2.0. That's how he was in the comics. First things first, I thought he was a Zoom 2.0, and secondly, how would that play out? Because Barry wouldn't try to lock him up, because Oliver Queen, the man who actually, this is a Flash video, I'ma chill, but Oliver Queen also kills, and the Flash doesn't do nothing about it, mainly because he can't. I mean, we already seen Oliver beat the brakes off of Barry. So if Godspeed were an anti-hero in this series, would he be like what Vigilante was to Arrow? The Flash needs more Oliver Queen. The Flash needs more of the man who became someone else. The Flash needs more of the man who became something else. Bro, you can't even call this glaze. These are not my words. I'm just the messenger. But I definitely agree. Gold star for you. I know we all think this. Caitlin and Barry, Snowberry, should be together. And it would have been amazing if in a different timeline or different universe we see them together. Iris already Pimo? Iris wasn't made for Barry, but after the
"You are not the Flash, Barry. We are."
I lost all hope, there's literally zero chemistry. Now, seeing Caitlin and Barry together, that would have been cool. But it's like Thawne said, Caitlin has been stuck on Ronnie for years. She could have moved on. She should have moved on, but she didn't. So if they were to date, Caitlin would be having so much Ronnie withdrawals that the fans would hate her. And let's be real, we can't act like Caitlin's perfect. This is the same woman who got mad at Barry for saving Cisco's life. Black Flash needs to do Black Flash. But what does Black Flash need to do? Matt Letcher should have been the Reverse Flash after season 1. The Bolt should have stole the powers only and stayed inside his body. He would have been a better villain. And Arrow as a series is way better. Now, a lot of people say that involving Matt Hardy, but wasn't he busy with the Legends or the Frauds of Tomorrow, whatever you want to call them? DeVoe is trash. I don't really have anything to say about him. And Arrow as a series is definitely better, but there are some things I would have changed. That's a story for another time though. Number 1, make Barry have to charge up his speed so he can't go from 0 miles per hour straight to 2K in a second. Number 2, if he isn't running, he won't have speed react active. It should activate and ramp up as well. Okay, if Barry had to charge up his speed, wouldn't that make him the battery rather than the Flash? But this would be a good idea to get rid of the inconsistencies. HR was a bad Wells, but a good character, and deserved way more love than he got from the fans and the people in his universe. Everybody having an all Wells that end well scene over his grave was disgusting and makes me mad. Now I see what you mean, but way more love from the fans? I think he's considered top 3. He was the perfect comic relief character, but he did make one big mistake. take, and that was taking away what the fans wanted most, Savitar's victory. Patty should have never left in season 2, and they continued together for the rest of the show. And Tyrese replied to this comment, taking the words right out of my mouth. They would have done what they did to Iris to Patty, and that's what a lot of people failed to realize. I mean, sure, Patty had an amazing rookie season, but how will she perform in year 2 and year 3? Iris had a rocky rookie year, but she found her rhythm and got 3 rings. The transition to season 5's suit is erased. Facts. I like the red wine suits. Those are perfect, down to the last minute detail. Who is the baddest of the baddest? Now I gotta be real, I can't decide. They're all baddies. Iris, Patty, Nora. Why is everyone named Nora? But you get the point. They're all beautiful. Canceling the show after season 3. If the Flash ended with Savitar's victory, that would have been legendary. It's the same thing for Arrow and Prometheus. Earth X and season 5 Reverse Flash should have been Matt Stone. Having him be Tommy made no sense. I mean, I wouldn't say it made no sense. This is how it should have happened. Oh, okay, my bad, bro. After erasing Flashpoint, Matt would have been on the run, so he decides to go to another Earth, Earth X. Somehow he gets imprisoned with Cicada's dagger, so with his Speed Force deactivated, Black Flash can't detect him, and after he escapes, he goes on to do his thing with the Legends. Now, are you spitting somewhat facts? Yes, indeed. But Tommy was in his bag. I wouldn't want to get rid of it. I would personally make season 4, where Barry is still trapped in the Speed Force, and at the end of season 4, it can be the original season 4, and bring him back for the cliffhanger. Now, this sounds cool on paper, but where do we go from here? I'm assuming Wally will take over, right? Chester is better no. Hey, bro, no. You have too much dip on your chip, buddy. Chester was the dog, yes. And I'm pretty sure if he was introduced earlier, he would have been a fan favorite. But he's not better than Cisco. Cisco only has like 2 L's. 1, when him and Barry had beef. And 2, when he got mad at Barry for saving his life. Bro, Cisco, you were about to become shark food. And you want to talk about some, well, you didn't ask for his permission. Not firing the actor for Ralph Dibny. Bro, I thought he just left. Why'd he get fired? They should have had Joel died in season 3 instead of Iris. And then Iris and Barry break up. Now, the first half would be good, but why would they break up? You didn't save my dad! Bro, if that happened, We Are the Flash wouldn't be Iris's biggest issue. Or would they break up because Savitar is Barry? Iris should have been killed by Savitar, and Patty should have came back. Why would Patty come back after Iris dies? Barry, I'm so sorry for your loss. Admit to me you're the Flash, and I'll comfort you. Stop overusing Tom Gava. Now, this might be a hot take from me, but I liked how they overused him. It's like the Invincible variants, but I guess it's kind of repetitive since it's every season.
I will let Iris die, and I want to see disaster on Central City and make Barry suffer more, showing glimpse that he is a mistake.
Okay, wait, is this Zoom's burner account? Bro, why do you want Barry to suffer? Barry and Killer Frost should have gotten together for a night? For a quick winner? I'm not really feeling this. It sucks you didn't elaborate. Hot take! After season 3, the Flash should have been about Wally. This is true, and I think they could have still done something like this if the actor didn't leave. I would give Wally the gray suit from the comics. That suit is fire. Or should I say, that suit is hot. Like, that suit is hot. You should take it. Get it? Because this is a hot take. And it's funny. All the seasons of The Flash, except the final 2, were good. Bro, what you just said does not make sense. Seasons 1 to 3 were top tier. And after that, it's just a downslope. And I want to go into detail, but it's getting hot in here. And we have more hot takes. My hottest take is Savitar should have been introduced in season 9 as Barry's ultimate foe, being written with more mystery and more heartbreak. I like where your head's at. And once again, another reply took the words right out of my mouth. Subtle foreshadowing of Savitar throughout the series would have worked perfectly. Grodd marries Supergirl. Isn't Grodd a gorilla? I know Supergirl's an alien, but I don't think she's into monkeys. Hot take! Zoom is the best Flash villain, and the season 4 suit is the best suit ever. If it had the gold boots, it would have been amazing. Facts. All I see is facts. And if you don't think this is facts, then what the facts is wrong with you? Godspeed was wasted. I mean, he could have been better, I guess, but I liked his story. Red Death was probably one of the best villains, like top 10. Prometheus, Merlin, Slade, Roz, Dark, Zoom, Thawne, Savitar, DeVoe, Godspeed. Flash would have beaten Oliver. Bro, what are we talking about? Are we rage baiting or are we giving hot takes? It doesn't matter if Barry has the positive forces. Oliver truly became someone else. Oliver truly became something else. He became the Spectre. My hot take is Barry should have died at the end of Crisis. Bro, I agree. Oliver gave his life just for the Flash series to be lukewarm. I don't think Goku would ever beat Superman. And even if he... Bro, this is supposed to be about the Flash. But to respond, Goku would dog walk Superman. And I'm talking Goku from Z. He would need Super Saiyan 1 Max. Hashtag Lincris. What's Lincris? Do you mean licorice? I like licorice. Replace the actor for Wally West into a more comic accurate version. Bro, you're being racist. You're racist. I caught you. You're racist. I'm not being racist. Oh, sorry. My bad. But we'll get a Wally West that won't drop out midway through the series. And I assume we'll have a better narrative. Now, I gotta be real. Facts. It sucks that the actor left so early. Having more Wally would have been sick. And that was the last hot take. If you guys want more of these, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Peace.